What up and welcome to Rama Screen YouTube channel, and here's my review of Netflix new documentary series American Murder. Gabby Petito. Let's rock this. Okay, so this is the latest installment in the big Netflix American Murder franchise, let's call it that way. You've seen the one about the family next door, you've seen the one from last year about Lacey Peterson, and now it's Gabby Petito. I don't know about you, but I remember this case like it was yesterday because it's still fresh in our memories. We all tuned into the news and social media. The whole country was paying attention when she went missing and then he went missing. It was the thing that everybody talked about those few months. And this documentary series revisits that tragedy in a way that's absolutely unsettling. By the end of it, you're just overwhelmed with this feeling of sadness. Yeah, a bit angry too because Brian Laundrie never faced justice because the coward took the easy way out. But more than that, above all, it brings painful awareness to the problem that's common in a lot of households across this nation, which is domestic violence or domestic abuse. What are the telltale signs? Why can't they read the red flags? I mean, surely this could have been prevented, right? Those are some of the unanswered questions that stay ringing in your head after the end credits roll. Directed by Julia Willoughby Nason and Michael Gasparro, in August 2021, 22-year-old Gabby Petito was killed by her fiancé Brian Laundrie while the young couple was on a 4-month road trip across the United States documenting their van life journey on social media. 2 months later, Laundrie was found to have died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and his parents were suspected of helping to cover up the murder. While taking viewers on a journey through Gabby and Brian's final days together, the series will unveil the tragic reality behind their Insta-perfect life and reveal painful moments where their story might have taken a different turn. So this is not a whodunit. We all know the outcome. We all know who did it, who killed Gabby, and we all know that Brian's parents are terrible, terrible human beings. And these 3 episodes did a fairly good job of guiding you through the events step by step chronologically, including the investigation effort that apparently took a few law enforcement agencies working together to locate Gabby's body. And the main overarching argument is that if you and your partner look happy on social media, then odds are you and your partner are not really that happy in real life. Whether or not you agree with that, getting that conversation started is their whole damn point. But as far as recounting or recapping goes, it doesn't get more thorough than this docu. Opening the first episode with a bit of that police dashcam footage is clever on the filmmaker's part, in my opinion, because it's a hook. It's something dramatic and tension rising that immediately grabs your attention. Later on, the docu goes back to that same dashcam footage again, but this time it lets the whole thing play out, which then adds another layer of discussion on top of what was already had. If you ask me, and I know a lot of audiences will be triggered and have reactionary comments about the cops, but to me, it's a bit of a mixed bag. Because yes, it's wrong for them to put Brian in the hotel and not Gabby. Gabby should have been in the hotel instead. So yeah, the police dropped the ball on that one. I'm not excusing them at all. But while they were out standing on the side of the road, the line of questioning from the police sounded kinda sensible or reasonable. Remember, we live in a patriarchy. And so the cops probably subconsciously leans in the favor of Brian, even if they did their best to de-escalate to a situation that's fair and balanced. The testimonies from the talking heads, especially Gabby's family and friends, just absolutely break your heart. Their grief seeps through the screen. Their sorrow is unimaginable. And they provided the audiences with a complete picture of Gabby and Brian to the best of their knowledge. And you can tell because it's written in their faces. The thoughts that cross their minds must be the same things I implied earlier, you know, that sense of guilt, the question of, is there something I could have done? Because when a tragedy like this happens to our loved ones, it's our human nature to quickly feel as if we failed them. Some of the graphics and the visual imagery in this docu help us with those aha moments when the pieces are being put together. And the docu overall has a very steady pace that allows you, the viewers, to absorb all the information like a sponge while still feeling the weight of this misfortune. Which leads us to Gabby and Brian. Here is what bothers me. It gets frustrating when someone who is in an abusive relationship still keeps believing that their partner's gonna change. Girl, he's never gonna change. He's never gonna change. So get your butt out of there, out of that van, and out of his sorry-ass loser life. Look, I'm not blaming the victim here. Brian is still the asshole in all this, so fuck that guy. May he rot in hell. But this whole psychological mental gymnastics of, oh, he loves me, he already said he's sorry, I'll take him back, that kind of thinking just never ceases to boggle me, and I can never wrap my head around that, ever. Now, I just wish the docu had mentioned the legal aftermath, which is the settlement between Gabby's parents and Brian's parents. The docu doesn't stress enough how terribly complicit Brian's parents were in the cover-up. They touch on it a few times, but not to the extent it deserves. And the final point on the final episode about Gabby being a missing white woman in comparison to the hundreds of people of color who have also gone missing. Now, that might upset some of you folks who don't like it when race or skin color gets involved. But you know what? It's the truth. As uncomfortable as it is, it's the truth. And you can't brush statistics off just because you don't like it. And so, good on that one female FBI agent who does understand that every missing person deserves the same investigative manpower attention that a pretty white, blonde, blue-eyed woman like Gabby receives. So yeah, overall I give American Murder Gabby Petito the rating of 4.5 out of 5. This documentary is poignant and sympathetic and heartbreaking, and man, Gabby's YouTube channel still being active is haunting. It's like she's speaking from beyond the grave. Chills.